absolutely in love today. This thing, I'm driving a Mercedes that has active driver assist cruise. It's a Galleria motorhome, Class B. I'm not even on the brake or the gas or anything. This thing's doing it itself. I do have to still steer. But God, I love driver assist. They had to have this thing in every vehicle, especially around cities. I have to do nothing right here. It drives like a truck a little bit. It takes it a minute to catch up. But this is a hell of a lot better than riding my foot on the brake for all of this. I hardly even have to pay attention. See, it just does it itself. It's freaking awesome today. It's going to be great. I got 565 miles back to Ramsey, Minnesota. Again, we're the last place I dropped the last one off, and I will do a video about the interior and exterior of this next after I get parked somewhere. But I need to make up time driving because the parking brake stuck last night, and I had to wait till this morning for them to help me get it out of the spot where it was at. Parking brake works, you just had to back it up and then really jam on the brake to get it off. So I'm not touching the parking brake again unless I absolutely have to. But, so because of that, I went and stayed at Comfort Suites last night, right there in Goshen, to get a good night's rest, so I'd feel way better since I'm going to be stuck there anyway. I could have stayed in this RV in the Synergy's lot if I wanted to, but I decided to spend the time in the hotel so I could have a microwave to microwave my Qdoba burrito that I had from lunch that I brought with me for dinner. Yeah, and then I could take a cold shower and a hot bath and everything and rest my legs and stuff from packing that heavy stuff around. So I just chose to go in the hotel last night. Didn't have to, but decided I'd be better off because that way I knew I'd be driving all day today if they do accept it. And the guy at the delivery didn't really want to accept it, but he said as long as I get there tonight and parked, so I'm right there in the parking lot or right on the street next door to him, so that he can pretty much wake me up the very first thing when he comes in the door at 8 or 8:30. Then he will check me out, check the RV out. But he didn't really want to, but he was kind of the boss of the place. And I said, you know, the only other option, it's not going by itself, come on. The only other option is to have a different driver take it, or have me take it way later on this week, because I have that orientation class for Indiana transport. I think I've got to call them today. That reminds me. But I have that course, or that orientation on Monday and Tuesday, so I have to be back in Elkhart then. Anyway, I better get back to paying attention because this thing tried to stop once. But this is the coolest deal. See that? I have it set on 70. And it's doing its best to try to get back to 70, but good luck. And, I'm in like a 20-minute slowdown. It's always like this going through Chicago. You rarely ever see this unless you go at night. It can get through pretty fast, but otherwise during the daytime all day long it's like this. And I'm happy today because of this driver assist cruise. That just made my whole day. I love it. You have to watch the cream colored cars or the white colored cars on this kind of pavement right here, because it has a harder time figuring it out. But if you park yourself right behind something dark like this, it knows exactly where it's at. Like and subscribe, leave comments. I will do the next video on the exterior and interior in the next clip. Peace. Mercedes is the front end chassis. Galleria is the motorhome type. Coachman is the main company that makes it. Coachman Galleria. I gotta clean the bug spots off, so I'm going to the gas station next. I just wanted to stop and make a video of it. And yeah, my parking job sucks, but I'm not planning on being here permanently. Pretty neat thing about it. There's a couple different features I like, but that's a good one. Electronic by the door. You know, I can almost get used to that, you know. I'm not a big fan of the wet bath version of a bathroom. That's why I would probably never get it, but I do like the idea of the sliding door automatically opens and then the assisted cruise. That assisted cruise control, it was a breeze to drive this thing up here today. That was amazing. I kind of wish every vehicle from 2020 on had assisted cruise, especially for like going through the big cities, rush hour and all that. I didn't have to do anything. It adjusts the brakes and the gas as needed. Stays, you know, certain feet away in front of the car that you want in front. You have 3 settings. You can get like a truck distance away from cars, you know how they drive, or you can do right on somebody's ass, or you can do right in the middle, and I just kept it as right in the middle when I was playing with the settings. So I'd have a little bit of time to react if it didn't react. And then when you drive on like a white car like that, on black pavement, it could see that very easily because it sees the color difference, I think. But then, you know, on this kind of tan pavement with a tan or a white car, it gets right up on their ass before it notices it. It does catch it last second, but a little too iffy for me, so I'd have to do it myself. And then, you know, brake, and then once you put on the brake, of course, it's like a regular cruise, you gotta reset it. But even that's not easy, pretty easy. Everything's set up to be like a one-button touch thing, like grandpa style motorhome. Even the gear shifter, you know, you push down once for drive, push up once for reverse. And it's all pretty much electronic transmission. I pushed the e-brake up last night because I didn't trust that one-button transmission to not, you know, drive away on me as I'm going to do the pictures and all that. And then I went to go release the brake down there, and that's electronic too, and it would not release it. And then I got a couple Synergy drivers to come out here and look at it too, and they couldn't figure it out, so I had to wait till Nate, the dispatcher manager, showed up in the morning. He came out here and looked at it. He put it in reverse a little bit and basically threw that brake up really, really hard, like he didn't care to brake it or not, you know. That's why us drivers couldn't do it, because we all don't want to brake it. But he could care less, and then plus he put it in reverse and got it out of a hole that one of the tires was in. And then it went like nothing, so I'm gonna tell them at delivery tomorrow morning about the e-brake situation and why I'm a day late because of that. But maybe they can tweak it or something, because the e-brake doesn't work as good as the other units that we went and played around with the other units to kind of compare them and see. The other units, they click all the way down, they click all the way back up. This thing only clicks in the middle, and it might just be set that way, it might be made that way, different than the other units, or it might actually need fixed. So it's on the list to get fixed, tweaked before they sell it. It's got all the nice bells and whistles. Marie, my main dispatcher, was not kidding me on setting up all the nice bells and whistles, the assisted cruise and assisted lane and all that. Pretty nice ride. I liked it. The setup, I like the back of the setup right there, and where the microwave's at is nice, where the kitchen's at and everything. I'm all fine with all that. It's just this bathroom and fridge is in kind of an awkward place. I think the fridge would have been better useful underneath the microwave over there, in my opinion, and then had this be a cabinet here. But, you know, since you can't reach it while you're driving, if it was on the passenger side, then yeah, I'd say the hell yeah, I would have the fridge up front, you know, because you could reach it from the passenger side, or reach over to the passenger side and get something while you're in one of those assisted cruise modes where when you're crawling along in Chicago traffic, you could reach over and grab something from the fridge. That would be nice, but they didn't put it that way. I just don't like this whole thing because it takes up more than half the van space, in my opinion. It is a nice big wet bath, but it takes up a lot of the space, a lot of the interior room that you could work with. I mean, I'd use it if I had to, but it's pretty thin between here and there. You know, you can walk through, a person can walk through like that, but two people would have a hard time. They'd have to shuffle around each other. And to me, that's just too small. It closes the space in too much. I'd almost rather have a wet bath that just had like a curtain or something, and delete all of this down to the fridge, recover the space. That's why I like the Unity Flexes, stuff like that, better, because they make the space work better for what tiny space that there is, you know. They design it so it's wider space and two people can go around each other. This is okay. I'm gonna have to try and sleep on that tonight, and I don't think it's 6 foot. I haven't tried it yet. Might be close, but I don't think it is. I think it's like 5'11" or 5'9", maybe, give or take a couple inches. So I might have to sleep with my legs in, or else I might have to sleep on the floor. I don't know yet. My stuff fell down, looks like. Basically, I have all my stuff in my brand new backpack I got from Eddie Bauer the other day. I added to it. The Eddie Bauer duffel that I've always had only has the triangles in it that I bought from Tractor Supply the other day, because the first orientation people I went to for Synergy said to buy those ones because they're the better ones. And I agree, if you have a car, they're better ones. But they're not better if you're doing what I'm doing without a car, where every other day you're packing stuff around, because these babies are heavy. I can't get in there to show you here in a second. They're nice and big, and for safety wise I can see why he said that, but weight wise, no. I think I'm gonna go with the cheaper Walmart version after I get through these 2 orientations coming up for Indiana transport and classic transport, to where you have to show them. Once I get past that, then I'm just gonna go back to cheap triangles, because they're nice and light and they would fit in my new binder, work binder. That, you know, that adds like, I don't know, 15-20 pounds, something like that. It's just unreal to have to pack that around all the time. Doesn't make any sense, in my opinion. The 1, maybe 2 times a year you'll ever use it. So it's gonna get returned to Tractor Supply, and I'm gonna get the cheaper Walmart version. That right down there is my new work binder that's gonna have all my paperwork for all the companies. It's gonna replace that little thing that's got just my passport, and my actual personal stuff is gonna go in with the work binder. I'm gonna replace the one with the other, I think. The idea is eventually I'm gonna get down to just that binder and just this backpack, and all these other bags and everything will be in that, because I bought a nice $80 backpack the other day, because it's actually $200 backpack, but because of Memorial Day sale they had everything half off almost at Eddie Bauer, so I snatched up a backpack while I was at it. And I did a different video. I'll make another Eddie Bauer video once my other stuff shows up, but I bought $300 worth of Eddie Bauer stuff that's on sale that was down from $700. So I think I got a pretty good deal, when normally there's $700 worth of coats, because it's both summertime and Memorial Day and stuff like that. So it's the best time to buy coats, because you can pack them all summer. But I'll have them for next winter, and times when you go up in the higher up regions, higher altitude, and you know, anywhere I have to deliver that's snowing or something. Even in June or July, I've seen sections like that in like Yellowstone, where it still snows in the summertime. So I just don't like how thin this is. That's the only thing I don't about it. Too small in my opinion, too claustrophobic almost. I love the front cab though. This thing drives like a dream. And then with the assisted cruise, oh man, I'm in love with that crap. I would literally, if Synergy only had these RVs, I would just drive for Synergy. If they only had these Class Bs, and this is where they went in Class Bs, they're just everywhere around the country, and that's what you did, and that was it. But as is, they have Class Cs and some other stuff. They're okay, but the step vans kind of suck. But you know, if it was to the point where they didn't have any other options, so they can't try to throw you into a Class C or a step van or any of that like they can now, I would just drive for Synergy all the time, because knowing this thing, because this is just easy peasy. You know, you don't even have to use your feet or nothing. It does it itself, slows itself down, almost drives itself. Really like this ride. It's too bad it was kind of a short run. It was 565 miles. Did it from 8 o'clock this morning to about 8 o'clock tonight when I'm making this video. So I just thought I'd show you the floor plan of this. Then I'm eventually going to go get the bugs scraped off the front so they don't look so bad. And I'm only 2 miles away from the delivery point, because I told him I would be here tonight. And that was kind of the deal. I'd be here at 8 or 9 o'clock tonight, so that whenever he opens up in the morning, he can check it out and for me, because he was reluctant and didn't really want to take deliveries on a Saturday. But I told him I can have him reassign it to a different driver who can deliver it on Monday for you. But I can't. I have other things to do on Monday, and then I didn't get a hold of Indiana transport in time, so now I got to go back look back through the emails and see if they sent me anything about orientation. Can't remember if they did or not. I know Classic did, but Classic is next week. So I don't know what to do on that. And Monday I'm just going to have to call them at 8 o'clock and ask if I'm still on the list, and go through my emails and see if somebody sent me stuff. I don't remember seeing one, so I do know for sure. For as big as this thing is, it almost drives like a car. You have to watch your ass end a little, because it's about 2 car lengths. You know, 2 smaller car lengths. Like if you put a neon here and a neon there, in terms of, I mean, it fits into space, but it maxes out how far you can go. I liked it though. So anyway, I'm in Ramsey, Minnesota. Gonna deliver tomorrow. Get this video up tonight for you. There's merchandise on my description below once I get it edited. If you want to care to buy and advertise my channel, it's down below in the description. Somewhere around, I think it's like $7.99 or something for the price of it, of different stuff. This is a pretty fair deal, and like I say, in about a week and something, I'm gonna probably buy one of my own hoodies so that I can show you on the channel and then start wearing it for the channel eventually. But you'll see that in the description below. Always visit Airplane 312's channel. He's the one who got me into doing the merchandise, and I agree that we need to have different ways to expand the channel. Thank you for my 3 recent subscribers and all my subscribers for subscribing to my channel. Like, share, subscribe the video. Hopefully I get enough subscribers to make a go of doing this with YouTube, and then I'm in the future here, when I get a night, or well, a day in a hotel to myself, when I'm not just driving and recuperating from the bus and whatnot, I'm gonna do kind of a sample of, take the time and write down everything down on a notebook pad of kind of the cost of what all it costs to do this from each outfit, now that I've taken a few of them so I can compare them for a video for anybody who is looking into doing RV transport. But there's something else I was gonna say and I forget now. But anyway, lately I've been taking the bus straight back instead of flying, because like this route right here, it's an 8-hour, 9-hour drive back, and the bus would cost here straight to Elkhart, was it $150 the other day? And that would get me, well, $30 cab ride here, and then $150 to the bus, and then, you know, the city bus for a couple bucks in Elkhart, and that's all it would cost me to get back. Versus if I flew, the cheapest airline I saw this time around was $174. The time before this, because it was Memorial Day, was $300. So it's only $174 now to fly, but it would count cost $30 for the Uber, Lyft, or cab to the airport, and then $174, and then when that's just to get to Chicago. To get to South Bend, which would be closer, the closest airport that you can fly into would be $400 and something. And then if I went to Chicago, so $174 to Chicago Midway, I think it was. So now I'm at, so $174 and $30 would be $200, and then you have to buy another bus ticket to get out there, or Uber, Lyft, or whatever. So that's between $40 and $100 depending on what you take to get out there. And it's just, by the time you get all done, it costs you at least $100 more, if not $200 more to fly. Because I can't find any deals at the moment. I don't know if it's because of the pandemic is starting to end and the airplanes are filling up more or what, but I do have a 15% off on the bus since I've been taking it so often, so I'm probably going to do that. I screwed up last time and took an express bus because I paid for a cheaper ticket. I thought it would be cheaper to buy Minneapolis to Chicago direct, and then Chicago to Elkhart would have been $140 altogether, instead of buying right to Elkhart at $160 or $174, or no, it was $182 the other day. So I saved like $40 or $50. However, that express bus they put me on was packed full of people, and it was just bad. The bathroom was bad. It was just packed all night long. I couldn't sleep on it. And I learned that there's such a thing as what they call an express bus that only goes from the Twin Cities, you know, Minneapolis and St. Paul, and then they make one stop in Toma, Wisconsin, which is halfway between the two, and then they make the last stop in Milwaukee and Chicago. But they try to say it's more direct than the other bus. That's a through bus, that if I'd have taken here directly to Elkhart, that bus was halfway full, because it kept up with us. That's the weirdest thing, is they kept waiting for the other bus. And I'm like, if it's an express bus, why isn't it faster? For one thing, it wasn't any faster, and then the other bus the entire time was halfway full, versus we were packed. So I would rather pay the $40 or $60 extra and have a halfway full bus that goes all the way through, instead of being packed on that stupid ghetto, what I would call ghetto express bus, in my opinion, because it was a regular Greyhound bus, while the other one was Miller or something. I forget. It was a different third-party bus, but it was only halfway full, because each bus company, they're all owned by Greyhound, but each bus company runs their own bus line underground, and because of that they all run different things. Some of them require masks, some don't. Some space you out so you have both seats, some don't. You know, the Greyhound itself doesn't, obviously, because they packed us in like sardines. But the other buses are letting you have your seat and the seat next to you, so that everybody's kind of at least 4 feet apart from each other. Which, that's nice. That's going to suck when the pandemic ends for that point, because then it's going to go back to just packed buses all the time, especially when people want to get out and do everything. But anyway, this video is dragging on and on and on. So, like and subscribe, share my video, and we'll see you in the flip. Peace.